So today we're here with the Navajo County Sheriffs Office. We're doing our annual qualification and certification. Basically, we try to do it 2 times a year, but at least once a year we got to get out here on the range and qualify with our targets, which you can see down there. We've got quite a few people doing it today. Ultimately, our goal is every time we're firing a round, it's worth 5 points for the score, and we're trying to get at least a 210 qualification score, and we shoot 50 rounds, so you could top out with a perfect score of 250. So with our qualifications, we start out at 25 yards away, 75 feet. Typically, most of the gunfights that officers are involved in are typically between anywhere from 3 yards to 7 yards, so 9 feet to 21 feet is going to be the typical gunfight. So we start off at 25 yards, which is a pretty good distance for just a pistol, and then we get closer and we shoot more and more. During the qualification, you have to do tactical reloads, empty gun reloads, which could basically we're trying to practice what could possibly happen in a real life scenario and train ourselves, how to respond to basically save ourselves time, seconds, get as many rounds down to our suspect as efficiently as possible. Today we've actually got a couple agencies, typically because the range that we're at is owned by NPC, and it's actually here at the police academy that we have locally on the mountain in Taylor. Typically when we qualify, because you have to be a certified firearms instructor and range master to be able to certify people. There are some agencies based off of, if they have budget constraints or things like that, they don't have firearms trainers or instructors that can qualify them, and so other agencies reach out to us to come and shoot with us and qualify with us so that they can get their state certifications as well. I've been working for the Sheriff's Office since 2008, going on 11, 12 years. So me wanting to do law enforcement kind of goes back quite a ways. There were a couple incidents that happened. I actually spent some time living on the East Coast and had a couple of situations where I worked with the police and was around law enforcement a little bit. And when I came back to Arizona, I had friends that were getting into the career. I always had an interest in possibly becoming a lawyer or something like that, and they said, why don't you use this as a stepping stool? So I went for it, and still to this day I have many, many friends. The original couple friends that talked me into it are still involved in law enforcement, and I'm still here today as well.
We were out looking for a young man who has a warrant. We spoke to, we got a lead about of someone who he might be living with, and so we went out, talked to the gentleman who has had quite the history of a hard run the last couple of years. His house burnt down last year, and he had a daughter that was killed in a DUI accident. And then I got some information yesterday from one of our other citizens who's told me her grandson was in contact with him over the weekend. And so we were able to get that information from that contact, and we got further information from this one, and so any contacts that we get, we really appreciate, because it could go anywhere. We responded out to a residence off of Blue Ridge Loop in the Pinetop Country Club to try to make contact with this young man. Knocked on the door, no one answered, and so I looked through the window. I saw that there was a recliner that was extended, and the back door right next to it. So I went and peeked around the backyard. I didn't see any footprints or anything, and so we cleared from there. We'll go back at a later time and see if we can make contact with whoever's living there and see if they have any more information for us, or if this young man is living there at the time.
I'm Sergeant Ken Douglas, and I've been with Shoalo PD my entire career. Pretty much I'm like just over 20 years. So I currently work patrol, so I'm a patrol sergeant. Run a squad with a couple of guys, and pretty much just come to work and manage my guys and go to work with them shoulder to shoulder. So I'm actually not from a family of law enforcement like a lot of guys and gals are from generational families, but for me, I kind of fell into it after I got out of the military. From Detroit, Michigan. All my family's back there. When I graduated high school back in Michigan, I pretty much, here's a traffic stop right here. Traffic.
Charlie 120, go ahead.
36 Drive in Old Linden with Arizona boy Tom Zebra. Be gray sedan. It's 25 through here just because you got the residential homes on both sides of the road.
I was meaning to ask him because I'm concerned about going too slow sometimes too.
Okay.
When I'm like questioning,
right?
You know, if it's 35 or 25. So what would be the?
Yeah. So
if
generally on these side streets, it's going to be 25 on average.
Are the non-side streets like Old Linden?
So Old Linden is going to be 35. So whenever you start getting into these residential areas on Old Linden, it's going to be 25. So
Charlie 120. I'm sorry.
120. No problem.
So on boy Tom Zebra 1764 shows MI Sam.
10-4.
Edward 92. Edward 92. 76 to the 103 to City Center.
Right now what I'm looking at is it looks like there's a mandatory insurance suspension on the vehicle. So I just want to verify the vehicle information, and she said that she's the registered owner, which it's showing she is the registered owner. And it looks like the insurance has been canceled since 2017. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to issue a citation for the insurance suspension, and then I need to just check her tags real quick. It looks like she's good. Yeah. 19. So anyways, what I'll do is I'll give her a warning for the speed violation, and then but I'm going to give her a citation for the insurance suspension. So I'm going to head back up here and just kind of make contact with her and let her know that the suspension is valid. So
probably about 3 months ago, I parked in the wrong spot at the complex.
Okay.
And it got towed, and they took everything out and I put it in a bag.
Okay.
And I don't think I put it back in here because even my
Okay.
My registration's good.
So yeah, your tags are showing that they're good.
Yeah.
But it's showing your insurance has been canceled for quite a while.
Okay.
So this is what I'm gonna do. Okay. I'm gonna issue a citation for the insurance. Okay. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a month, like, to be able to get everything back online and all that good stuff.
So sorry.
No problem. Okay.
Yeah.
If you have a different vehicle that you can drive, that would be awesome. So
I do. I have his.
Okay. If you could drive his.
Yeah.
Okay.
His parents pay for the insurance.
Okay. So So basically right now I could seize your license plate, okay? Because of that, I'm not going to, okay? I'm going to give you the opportunity to be able to, you know, get all your insurance back online and all that good stuff. So,
Absolutely. I'll take care of that right now.
What I'm going to do is give you a verbal warning for your speed, okay? So the only ticket you're getting is just for the insurance stuff, okay? So give me about 10 minutes or so to get that going, okay? You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it okay if I use the phone?
You do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
If you'll just stay in the vehicle for me, that's
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
Perfect. And then I'll be right back with you and I'll explain the rest, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. And the judge can either throw the ticket out, or the judge will reduce the fine depending on what she actually ends up doing. She's kind of in a, sounds like she's got some life circumstances going on. She's actually pretty upset right now. She doesn't sound like it, but she's crying. She just moved up from the valley, and she was saying that her husband just went into rehab, so I'm sure they've got a lot going on right now. So you know, it's a violation, but you know, people are human, so you got to hold them accountable, but at the same time, you know, give everybody an opportunity to be able to try and get ahead in life at times, you know. So I'll give her a court date for like a month from now. So a month should give her plenty of ample opportunity to try and get everything worked out with her insurance and everything. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and work on that right now, and then I'll explain everything to her, and we'll get her on her way. So they're just going to want to see your copy of the citation, as well as all the current insurance information.
Okay.
To show
and
that
if
you're
I get
current.
that taken care of before the 20th, I can go in as soon as I get it taken care of, or do I have to wait until
So
the 20th?
if you go today and get everything, you can go right to the courts, and you can take care of all of that. So so all I need is just a signature right here. Got an angry little one in the back there, huh?
It's getting close to lunch and nap time. We're on our way.
You got your driver's license and all that? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do you have any questions for me at all?
I don't. I apologize for not being more aware.
Okay.
Definitely.
No problem. So.
And I will be for sure now.
Okay. No problem, ma'am.
Yes,
so,
thank you.
well, you take care of yourself and try and have a better day. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
So I'm Shauna Minigoats, and I'm a deputy with the Navajo County Sheriffs Office. Well, I've been with the Sheriff's Office for over 5 years now. In November, it'll be 6 years. From where I come from, you don't have a lot of opportunities, and the closest town to me was Holbrook, because I came off the Navajo reservation out of Indian Wells. So I started looking for a job one day and saw the detention officer, and I figured, why not try out for that? So I did, and I got in, and then after that, pretty much I used that as a stepping stone just to go up to deputy, and figured I'd like to help people, so this would be one of the ways to do that. The first Navajo female deputy for Navajo County Sheriff's Office. I like working in District 2 just because it's a lot different than District 1. And I've worked in both, and both communities are great. District 2 is a lot bigger, and you do get a lot more calls. So when you're working this district, you tend to get a lot more experience a lot faster. So I think it's really beneficial to work here just because I get that experience, and being at the point I am at now, I am one of the more experienced deputies, so I feel more confident in my abilities just because I take so many calls here, and the area is super nice. I don't have to deal with city police or anything like that just because this whole area is my area. You know, I get to go out and interact with the community, and it's not me being in a city, it's me being in the county, and everybody knows, you know, the law enforcement here is Navajo County, so it's easier to maintain a really good relationship with the community because I'm their first responder here for law enforcement. So that's why I like working here too, is because there's a lot of good people up here, and I enjoy working with them and interacting with everybody. So yesterday, basically, we're doing our yearly qualifications for all of our guns, being our pistols, our rifles, our shotguns, and basically any secondary weapons we carry. So whatever we want to carry, we had to bring it in order to qualify with it to prove we're actually able to shoot correctly. I qualified with my first pistol, which was a 40 and a Glock 22, so I actually did pretty well. I scored a 235, so that wasn't too bad. And then I had to qualify with my Glock 17, which was a little different only because I never really shot one because it's a 9mm, so, but I still passed. And then we qualified with my rifle. I passed on that also. And my shotgun, which, you know, I think I've been told it's impossible to fail a shotgun qual, but I was still a little worried. But I passed. It was super easy. It was a lot of fun getting everybody together and just training and all of the squads coming together and seeing people you don't normally see just because we all work different times and different hours, but it's always a lot of fun when we all get together. So there was also, I guess, a side bet going on with the Sheriff Klaus, that if we could beat him, he would buy us breakfast. And he had a 1911, so I'm sure some people thought with our 40s and our 9mm it'd be a little easy, because I've seen people qual with 1911s. But he did really well and nobody beat him, so I don't know. I wouldn't expect anything less from our sheriff. $13.81, copy traffic.
1381.
Charles Frank Sam, 8381 Arizona. I'll be in the parking lot of Circle K with a red Hyundai Sonata.
Copy now. Are you at the Hilltop or the Midtown?
I'll be at the Midtown. Hello. How are we doing today? I'm doing pretty good myself. So I'm Deputy Manny Guts, and the only reason I'm making contact with you guys today is because you're speeding, okay? 63 and a 45 is pretty fast. Do you have your driver's license, insurance, and registration? And just for my safety, do you guys have any guns, knives, any weapons of any kind in here? No? Okay. And any reason for going that fast?
Cruising.
Just cruising? Okay. I mean, that's pretty fast to cruise.
Well, we got a long trip. We're going to New Mexico, so.
Oh yeah, what part of New Mexico?
Four Corners?
Four Corners?
No,
You guys gonna go through the res, or are you gonna...
we're going to go through the whole book
And then Wells to... Oh, so you're gonna stay on I-40 then go on them. I thought... Okay. Just... As long as you guys have it, I'm fine with that. Some people say it's faster going up through like Inland Wells, Locochaque,
Oh, yeah?
and then cutting across over the mountain. But I mean, I think it is easier to go on I-40 up to Gallup and then just head straight up. Go ahead and hang on to that, and just go ahead and hang tight, and I'll be right back, okay? $13.81, copy status in one.
1481.
Arizona male, last of boy Edward George Adam Young, first of. So this individual is going to get a citation for his speed just because of how fast he was going. I mean, when you're going 15 plus over the posted speed limit, you kind of know you're going that fast. So he is going to get a citation today for that, for his speed. There's your information bag.
Can I get out real fast?
Yeah, is it to, he's crying? Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
7-6. So you're from New Mexico then? Yeah. Okay, I was say The Rock's out there filming a movie or something out in Farmington and Shiprock.
Yep, I heard it's the new, what's
Is it Jumanji?
Jumanji.
Yeah. So I thought that was funny. So basically you are going to receive a citation today, and it's just for your speed, okay? So this is your information up here. This is the information for this vehicle. This is the information for my traffic stop, and it's just going to be for speed greater than reasonable or prudent. Okay, and it is a civil citation. This is your court information down here if you choose to go to court, and here's the information for the court. I made it out until May 27th, so that's over a month away. So that's going to give you quite a bit of time to get this taken care of. Okay, and here's my information. All I need is your signature on the X. All right, so just slow down, especially with your baby. I would hate for something to happen to you guys, okay? All right, you guys have a good day.
A lot of times, we'll encounter some kind of moving violation, and it'll be a young teenager that's brand new to having a driver's license and driving on their own. And so my advice to people is, in the event that you get pulled over, the biggest thing is find a nice, safe place to be able to pull over. Don't stop in the middle of the roadway, and pull off the road as much as you possibly can, because obviously there's going to be a lot of other traffic moving back and forth, and it's a safety issue. And so as an officer, I certainly don't want to get hit, and more importantly, I don't want the people that I'm stopping to be at risk or getting hurt or killed. So the best thing is to just find the safest place you can to pull off to the side of the road and stay in the vehicle. As an officer, the traffic stop, there's a lot of unknown. We don't know if, you're just regular Joe citizen cruising down the road and just, driving a little bit too fast, or maybe somebody who just committed a homicide and they're trying to get out of here. And, we as the officer, we have no idea what we're dealing with or encountering. So, so the traffic stop is probably one of the most dangerous things that we do in this job, along with responding to domestic violence calls. But definitely stay in the vehicle and let the officer come to you. And a lot of people just put their hands on top of their steering wheel, so that way the officer can see their hands, and basically the officer is just going to explain the reason why you're being stopped, and identify themselves, of course, as well. And then they're going to ask for your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. If you have a gun in the vehicle, which we're in a rural community, so a lot of people have guns, we know it. And if you do have a gun in the vehicle, just let the officer know when they make contact with you that you have a gun in the vehicle. The officer's not going to freak out. We deal with people that have guns all the time. The important thing is just to let them know that you have it. So, and then the officer will go through and explain to the person why, of course, why they're being stopped, and we'll let them know whether they're going to be issued a ticket, a warning, repair order, whatever the reason for the stop was. And it takes a couple minutes, and you'll get all your information back, and everyone will be on their way.
Got a call from dispatch regarding a reckless vehicle. Some kind of white van. A male subject called in, saying this vehicle is almost running other vehicles off of the road, swerving in and out of traffic, blew through a red light. So we're going to try and catch up with that vehicle. And Officer Barber, my partner, he's been dispatched to it as well. So we're on our way to go find where that vehicle is and see what's going on with the driver if we can find it.